Welcome back, eSIM Studios podcast live stream number 48. Let me turn the volume down a minute. Actually, you know what? Let's hit the intro.
Yeah. Woo.
I just need my space right now.
Fresh off the G5 jet, I'm on my way to a brand new kit.
All right, welcome back. Thank you for joining us. We have a number of stories to get into today. Before we do, I would like to mention that the eSIM Studios podcast is sponsored by Google. Welcome back to the Whoops, I meant to hit the overlay, not the commercial. Google Fi, if you're looking for phenomenal, relatively inexpensive service for your cell phone, Google Fi has got it. They not only have service, they also have phones. We reviewed yesterday. They have a special going on right now. You can get Google Fi service and a brand new Google Pixel 8 Pro for $199. That's a really, really good deal. Really good service as well. I'm in the middle of doing a review for Google Fi and taking screenshots all around town wherever I go run my errands. And it's really good, really good. Plans start at just $20 a month. Go to our link in our video description if that interests you at all. I would like to let everybody know that you can take us with you, right? So if you're not at work, if you're not at home, if you're on the road, I know I have actually a lot of CDL drivers. A lot of truckers that watch the show, listen to the show while they drive. I still have my CDL. I used to drive trucks, believe it or not. But I got some buddies that helping me spread the show throughout that community. So we'd like to welcome everybody listening on the road. We have our audio podcast in the audio form on all podcast platforms. So we're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify. We are on Google Podcasts. We are on the application Pocket Casts. We are on Amazon Music. We're on iHeartRadio. We're on everything. So if you want to, now you can also watch the video. You can also watch the video and listen while on Spotify. Spotify is pretty cool. They have the feature where you can listen to the audio only form, and then they have sort of like this for YouTube where you can actually watch the video too if the content creator uploads a video with the audio, sort of like the Joe Rogan podcast, right? Because he does a video and then you could also listen to just audio. So we're on the same wavelength, not obviously as popular as his podcast, but hopefully someday. But look, we have really big potential with the daily live stream. I'm still I'm still uploading, right? Pre-recorded, edited content, reviews, unboxings, stuff like that. But the daily live stream itself is going to be a beast of its own. I considered doing a tech-only live stream on another channel, and just that channel would just have tech live stream, and then the eSIM Studios channel that we're watching would have the reviews, the unboxings, pre-recorded, uploaded content. So what the hell? This is all about technology. We're gonna throw everything all in one channel. So you get the pre-recorded, uploaded content, and you get a live stream in regards to technology as well. So we do giveaways. We do a lot of stuff on here. We've given away a lot of stuff over the last few weeks. So it looks like we do have a fair number of people here already. We have a couple in the chat. Good afternoon to you, sir. Hey, I just found you on Instagram, so I just subscribed to your channel, your Instagram page. So thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. Okay. Now, we got some surprising news. We got some... I'm looking at the news right now. Some contradicting news in regards to Samsung, and then we have some really good news in regards to Samsung. So we have iPhone, we got a lot of news. We got Apple news, we have Google news, we have Samsung news, we have Pixel news. Man, what a good day. So let's go ahead and get into it, right? So let me share this screen. Give me 1 second. Let me clear my throat for a second before I do any more talking. Give me just a second. Hey Max, I see you on Instagram. I got my Instagram feed right over here. Hey, I got your messages. I've just been super busy. I don't have the hookup on any S24s. I got mine through Samsung. Basically, the best time to upgrade when you get a flagship phone is at launch, because they give you so many good deals with trade-ins. So that's when I typically upgrade my Samsung devices, my Pixel devices. But as of right now, I don't have the plug on the S24 Ultra. It is a badass phone. I can honestly say I freaking love this thing. And my case is tight as hell. I absolutely love this phone, dude. Check this out. I got it in the mint green. I don't know if the green really doesn't come through on the camera. And I don't really have really bright lighting, but it looks awesome in person. I think this is the best color. Now they have a light blue color, which is similar to this Pixel. And then they have traditional black. They don't have white this year, which is what I had last year. But I think the two best colors are they got a fire orange. I think the two best colors this year are the sky blue and the mint green. Your best bet is you get it through your carrier. But if you don't want to go that route, actually, you know what? Let me see what deal Samsung has. I was just Google Fi. All the carriers have deals. If you're going to get it off of a carrier or from a manufacturer, you're going to be paying a lot, because they did raise the price. $100 this year. So your best bet is to go through a carrier. And if you get it off of Craigslist, if you get it off of OfferUp or Mercari, you're going to be paying high dollar, right? So real quick, before we get in the news, let me answer Max's question real quick about the S24 Ultra. Oh, you know what? They just added this, and I meant this was going to be a topic on my show last week, and I forgot to do it. I ran out of time. So, do you remember Boost Mobile? Boost Mobile, when we were kids, used to be a real shitty service. I don't know if I'm supposed to be promoting other carriers because I have a promotional deal with Google Fi. But actually, you know what? I'm not worried. Nothing in the contract says I can't talk about other carriers because that's what we do here. But Boost it's not the Boost of old, like when we were kids, like when you'd make fun of somebody or the service would always go out. It actually got included in the T-Mobile deal when Sprint, because before T-Mobile bought Sprint a couple years ago, Sprint purchased Boost Mobile a few years before that. So the Boost conglomerate, the Boost name, the Boost mobile service was included in that deal, and T-Mobile Incorporated are brought on board Boost. So that actually runs on, yeah, it's a good service now. But I say that because check this out. You can get this S24 Ultra on Boost, right? But Boost they're trying to rebrand. They're trying to rebrand the name, trying to get away from what you and I used to know them as kids, right? So they had this deal when the iPhone 15 series came out. You can get a brand new iPhone every single year. Right when they release, you can get one through Boost. And I think you just have to pay $60 a month, and that includes the phone and service. And you're eligible to upgrade every single year instead of this 2-year deal or 36-month deal that AT&T and Verizon like to offer. This is every single year. When either the Galaxy comes out or the iPhones come out, you can get a brand new one through Boost. And again, it runs on T-Mobile service, so it's not the old shitty Boost mobile that we're used to. All you got to do, I'll link this in the video description. Actually, let me do it now, and you can refresh it. Or you can just Google S24 Ultra and then Boost. And it'll pull up this deal right here. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm pasting it into my video description. S24 Ultra Boost Mobile. Now, for you to be able to see this updated info in the video description, you're going to have to exit out of my video and then come back to my video, and it should be refreshed with the link. What the freak? Wow. I don't know if I can update this while the stream is on. Oh, there we go. I just did it. All right, so I just saved it. So if you want to refresh the feed, you'll be able to see that deal in the description box below. I don't get any affiliate links or any deals kickbacks off of this. I'm just passing on. That's probably the best deal out. And I looked over the whole deal last week. I meant to put this in our news for the day and just forgot about it. So that's your best bet if you're going to get one new. It's the 256. Damn, the 512 is out of stock. Wait, do they have it in violet? Oh, yes. They have the 512. Can y'all see that? Am I streaming right? All right, so check this out. So you can get a brand new S24 Ultra with the new Boost Mobile, which is under T-Mobile's umbrella. You can get the titanium black one, 512 gigs. Now you have to add $17 a month. So that would be what, $77 a month. That's for the phone and the service. Pretty good deal. It's an expensive freaking phone. It is an expensive freaking phone. And I believe that's unlimited service, right? Look, $1,400 retail. And that's not including tax. Yeah. So go check that out if you're interested. That's probably the best deal available for an S24 Ultra. All right. Moving into the news. So it seems like Apple's always behind the ball, right? When it comes to design, because they've been stuck on that iPhone design for years. It seems like they're always behind in adding features to the iPhone, right? Android devices like the S24 Ultra we just looked at, that's already got Wi-Fi 7 in it. iPhone doesn't have Wi-Fi 7. It's probably going to be another couple years before they put Wi-Fi 7 capable modems in the iPhone. And then they're also behind on not only hardware components, but also software features. Android's had many, so it's funny because whenever iPhone users rejoice, oh, we got this feature, we got that feature, you see online people happy, bragging about it. And us Android users are like, we've had that for like 3 or 4 years already. Like, really? So we mentioned about a month ago, it was early on in the podcast live stream series. I think it was like, I don't know. I honestly don't know. But it was like episode 12, 13, 14, something like that. I had mentioned that no other company, no other tech company in the world purchased and or acquired more smaller tech companies and or tech startups than Apple did. In all of 2023, Apple acquired the most tech companies and or startups of all companies in the world. I think it was an incredible number. I don't know what it was. I know there was a 3 and there was a 0. But I don't know if it was 30 something or if it was 300 something. But I know it was a big number, and it led the world in startup acquisitions. But they acquired another one. It appears Apple is going to gun for Google and its search AI capabilities. Those of you might not know, Google search we all know, but they recently put out their AI search. Google, what do they call it? Nano. I don't really use it, honestly. It's cool. Maybe I should. Maybe I should use it more. I just don't. It's Google Nano. Excuse me. It's Google Gem. See, perfect example. It's called Google Gemini. Pretty cool. It's like Google search, but on steroids, right? So I still use the traditional Google search that we're all used to on all my devices. But Google Gemini is a standalone app that you can download in your app store that's basically like search on steroids. And it appears Apple is in development of something similar. That's why they acquired this startup just the other day. And I want to get to something after this news as well that comes to my mind. Apple acquired Canadian artificial intelligence startup Darwin AI, which specializes in creating smaller and faster AI systems. So they're not necessarily looking to be the biggest and most robust artificial intelligence services provider, right? Most companies are looking to expand and add this feature and that feature and just get bigger and bigger and bigger, right? Well, while I was looking into it, this company actually has the opposite, not necessarily opposite, but they have a different take. They want to, I was reading an article, the then I guess he still is the founder. Should I say then CEO? Yeah, because whatever. The founder of this Canadian AI startup company, Darwin AI, was quoted, and I'm paraphrasing, that they want to have a different approach. They want to specialize in 1 or 2 AI niches or areas and get really, really good at it and eventually be the very best in this sector of technology. So instead of looking to add this and to add that and, where they can kind of lose focus of their main objectives, they are dead set on doing what they do and being the very best at it. Now, people believe that this is one step closer for Apple developing and building on-device AI capabilities, not only just for the iPhone, but for all their products. Taking us back to the opening of this story, another example is AI. Perfect example for this story, right? So it seems like Google is to the moon with AI, as every other company is, right? I honestly, I get tired of, I kind of get tired of hearing it, to be honest with you. Now, I know I probably shouldn't say that or admit that, but I do. I'm just human. Like, AI is AI that, and a lot of the times, to be completely honest with you, it's not even technically artificial intelligence. It's kind of like if artificial intelligence is 1.0 and regular human dumb intelligence is 0.0, the AI we have today, or that some companies promote and market, it's really like AI 0.5. It's somewhere in between dumb humans and super smart artificial intelligence, right? It's just not there yet. Is it? Did it scratch the AI? What's going on, Fatty? Thank you for joining us, brother. I really appreciate it. Everybody watching, I'm going to put a link to Team Fatty's show in the description box here shortly. So please go check out his channel. Very entertaining channel. Love that guy and his channel. Where was I? So Apple, oh yes, I'm annoyed with AI. Like when they launched the S24 series, they had a number of features that it's going to do this and it's going to do that. And when you get the device, you're like, well, that's kind of cool, but I have not even, I think I've used the AI on my S24 Ultra. Maybe, I don't know. Not that often. It's just, I have not found it. I take that back. There's one feature, the circle to search. That's pretty cool. But is that AI? It's basically Google search, image search on steroids. But going back to iPhone, they have not even made one statement in regards to what their plans are for not only artificial intelligence, but implementing it into their devices, right? Nothing. I haven't heard anything in regards to their statement, but you know they're going to have to. They do feel the pressure. Every freaking company, especially phone company, coming out with AI this, AI that. And the reason for Apple is not saying anything, very tight-lipped, is because traditionally when they put products out or services out, it's really good, right? I think that's why a lot of iPhone people or users stick with iPhone. So I think they are brewing up something, and they should. I've heard some rumors that they will release some sort of AI capabilities, features on the upcoming iPhone. Their mobile processors are more than capable of handling AI functions and services. Now, if you're a S24 user, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 that comes in these new Samsung devices are specially fine-tuned for some AI capabilities, right? The Google Pixel 8 fine-tuned CPU for machine learning on-device capabilities. Well, I think Apple's been brewing something up, but I'm not surprised. We haven't heard anything. That's just how they conduct business. They're very tight-lipped, but the writing is on the wall. If they've acquired more AI startup companies in the year of 2023 than any other tech company or any other company in the world for the fiscal year of 2023, it means they're doing something right. But the writing's on the wall. But in this one, especially this acquisition yesterday, Darwin AI specializes in creating a smaller and faster artificial intelligence systems, a key factor for on-device processing. So what they handle is the behind-the-scenes stuff, how AI functions, how it processes with on-device services, basically. It's kind of like behind-the-scenes type of thing. Let's see here. The report highlights that dozens of former Darwin AI employees, including AI researcher Alex Wong, have joined Apple's AI team. There you go. They have their own AI department. Darwin AI's website and social media accounts have also been taken offline following the acquisition. Apple typically remains tight-lipped about these acquisitions, simply stating that it buys smaller tech companies from time to time. However, this move could be the first big sign that Apple's aiming to integrate on-device AI functionalities into the upcoming iPhone and MacBooks. And I'm sure they forgot about iPad too, but it'll be interesting. And now, real quick before we get off the story, if they implement a search-based, there's no sign that they are generating or formatting a search AI, but it would be interesting. Little known fact: Google actually pays Apple billions and billions of dollars every single year to be the default search engine on iOS devices, or I think specifically iPhone. Billions. So if Apple were to integrate and make their own search engine and or AI search-based engine, when you're searching for something like how to tie a tie, or, well, that's probably a YouTube search, but you know what I mean, right? If you want to look up the Kansas City Chiefs, right, or who's on the team, blah, 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 this or that, are they going to cut a percentage or cut Google out completely for being the search engine for iPhone? And if they did, how would they make up that those billions of dollars in revenue that they would cut out? So my best guess is this is not a Google search replacement for iPhones. I think it's just to enhance whatever they have cooking up in the Apple kitchen, right? I just think that's what it is. That they don't have to do anything. All they got to do is sit back and collect the billions from Google, right? I mean, I don't know. Something pretty damn sweet must come along if they're just gonna stop that money from coming in. All right. So, speaking of Google I/O 2024 is confirmed. It is on my sister's birthday, May 14th. Early happy birthday to my sister if she's watching. May 14th, Google I/O. So what is Google I/O? You know, like when Apple has their keynote. So it's basically like, now it's not the launch, right, of an iPhone, but like once a year, these tech companies, they'll have an I/O where they basically have a big conference. They invite all their family and friends and industry accomplices, come to our conference. It's usually a day, and they just talk about where the company is, everything they've accomplished in the previous year, and then everything that they look forward to, everything that they're working on to release this upcoming year, basically. Just about, it's a big celebration of your company, right? Apple does it, Google does it. Most major tech companies have a keynote or an I/O, something similar, right? This used to be a big deal. I've actually watched. I didn't watch last year. I did watch the year before. I've watched probably 8 out of the last 10. I'm a nerd, so I like this stuff. Plus, it gives me insight to what they're working on, what we can expect in the future. A bunch of cool stuff, right? In the past, it was Google Assistant. It would also release their A series Pixel on Google I/O. This year, it's supposed to be the Pixel 8a. We will see if that's going to be released. It looks like it's already in production and manufacturing, so my best guess is they will, although I wish they would not. we got news that the Pixel Fold 2, see, this is not going to make, I mean, if it made an appearance, it would be a sneak peek. Google releases their devices on different times, different dates, and I don't know why. We did get news that the Pixel Fold 2 launch date was going to be pushed back with the Pixel 9 series, which is good news. I wish they would release all their devices all at the same time. But traditionally, their mid-range device, the A series, has been always released in May. But we will see. Nothing has been confirmed, and nothing really, no rumors really. But I would expect them to release the A series in May, and then the Pixel Fold 2 and the Pixel 9 series in October. Let's see. Android Authority, who published this article, is expecting the Pixel 8a launch. And they're also releasing the first public build of Android 15. And they will, back to AI, they'll do a deep dive in their AI advancements and what we can look forward to in the future. Where is this? I think this is in Mountain View on their headquarters. Let's see. And I believe they're supposed to be coming out with new routers as well. Wi-Fi 7 routers. So be on the lookout for that. That's cool. May 14th. I wonder if I could go to that. How it's about a month away. I don't know. I doubt I'll go, but probably in the future. Cool. Okay, so if that interests you, I'm going to do a live stream, obviously, that day, but we'll review everything. If you're kind of interested, don't worry about it. I got you. I'm going to watch it, nerd out, but I'll have a review of all the cool stuff that they're going to bring to the table in the year 2024 and beyond. Now, this is really cool. Watch this. So we had mentioned a couple months ago that Google was going to revamp its Find My Device application. And I actually did an app review of Find My Device on the same app, the Find My Device app, on my Pixel and on my, I think it was the S23 Ultra. So it's been a couple months. And in that review, it's similar, check this out, it's similar to the Find My iPhone for iPhone users. Is it called just Find My iPhone? I know it's Find My something. So this is the Android version, right? So this new app, the current app, it's been out for years, but they just really continually update it, right? It's pretty good right now, and it's about to get even better. Because before this announcement, the new update that's going to hit this Find My Device application is that you're going to be able to locate and track your phone when it's powered off. Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. When the device is powered off. Before this announcement, the Samsung was the only device that you could track and locate when it was off. Now, it was what Samsung has their setup through their own Find My Samsung app, right? Now, that Find My Samsung app is specific to Samsung phones. It cannot be downloaded or used on a Pixel or on a Nothing phone, right? The Find My Device that we're talking about right now, the Android version, the Google version, can be downloaded and used on Pixels and any Android device, even the Samsung. I have the two apps on here. I have my Samsung Find My Device app, and I have the Google Find My Device app. Now it will be traceable even if your device is off. So why does that matter? It matters because, if you lose your device and you got a low battery, you can't track it, right? If it's dead, but now you will. So what they're going to do is they are going to allocate. Okay, so I'll try to make this simple and easy and quick. the CPUs they have in here are broken up like into sections, right? From very, very low power, minimal usage functions to super powerful prime core, cranked up all the way to the max cores, sections in the CPU. So your phone is actually going to allocate a few percentage of battery life. Not a lot, not even 5%. I think it's like maybe 3 or 4%. So your phone power is going to be off, but a very small percentage of your battery is going to be allocated to run one tiny small core, one tiny small little section of your CPU, just to keep the ultra wideband technology in your modem, in ultra wideband Bluetooth, I believe, inside these new modems, just sip on the power. It hardly uses no power. Now, how long will you be able to track your phone if it's powered off and you're trying to find it? I believe it'll last for a couple days, right? It's not going to be like a year later, oh look, it says my phone is over here. No, it's going to, I think, that couple, 3, 4, 5% will last. It's so low power that your phone will survive, or it'll be off but on for a few days, so you'll be able to track it down and locate it. It's also important if the device gets stolen. Bad guys break in your car, take your girlfriend's purse, her phone is in there. They think they're smart and try to turn off the phone. Well, little do they know, if they would watch the eSIM Studios podcast live stream, they would be informed that we can still track those phones. Now, not all phones can use this technology. I guess there was a side note here. It depends on what phone you have. This S24 Ultra, the CPU in here, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, it has to have a newer CPU to perform the Find My feature search when it's off. Older CPUs don't have the efficiency cores to handle such a low percentage battery and allocating a few percent to keep that ultra wideband Bluetooth beacon on while the phone is off. So it's going to be basically all Android phones moving forward. Pixel's going to start doing it with the Pixel 9. Now that doesn't come out until October. Now the S24 has it. So if you're an S24 user or you want to get this phone specifically for this feature, be my guest, because it is available on here. Now it's available through, again, the Samsung Find My app. And I think it will be, okay, in this Google Find My app, we'll have the Find My device when it's powered off when Android 15 is released next month. So if you're a Samsung S24 user, you're good. If you're an Android user and want this feature and you don't have an S24, either get an S24 or get a Pixel 9 when it comes out in October, or wait for more flagship devices to come out here in the near future. But if you have like a Nothing Phone 2 or a Note 20 Ultra, even an S22 or S23, it's not going to be now. The Find My device when it's off is not going to be available. That's basically for the phones that we just described right now and moving forward. So very cool. I wanted to bring that to everybody's attention. Okay. Real quick, we're not going to spend a lot of time on this one, but I did want everybody to be aware. Spam files, right? Everybody hates spam files, malware. Should I click on this? Should I not? Oh, damn, I got a text message from a weird number. So Google says, now this is for their Drive, for files stored in Drive, cloud storage. They are safe to open the files, right? Somebody sends you a PDF. You can store it, you can save it, you can open it. Just don't click any links in the suspected file once you open it, right? So don't outsource to anywhere, because you can open a file in Drive, but then they say don't click the link, because that'll take you outside of Google Drive and potentially infect your device with malware. So if you're suspicious of a file, it is okay to open it. Just don't click any links, basically. So just want everybody to be aware of that. Give me 1 second. Let me clear my throat real quick. The allergies here kick a ass. Give me a second. Yes, about halfway, a little more than halfway through. Got some really good stories for the day, some good content. Now this next story that I have here kind of contradicts what I guess the theory, right? Because nothing has been set in stone, no announcements have been made, but the way things have been going, it kind of goes against this story, kind of goes against at least what I had garnered up in my head as far as what Samsung's going to do with their Fold series, the upcoming Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. It will be launched alongside the Z Flip 6, but we had mentioned a few times that Samsung was going to release possibly 2 models of the Fold, right? So set aside the Flip, the clamshell Flip style. Set that aside. Now we're talking about the Fold, right? It opens up like a book. There were rumors that Samsung was going to release 2 models of that this year, and it appeared that they were going to release a Samsung Z Fold 6 Ultra. At least that's what I kind of thought. Again, nothing set in stone, no announcements have been made, but there were some leaks, there were some rumors, there were some CAD designs that were out there. However, this next article, don't be surprised if Samsung pulls a quick one on us, because this rumor is not new. It's just reappearing, a new version of it. So the FE version, the fan edition version, if you're unfamiliar with Samsung devices, is like the cheaper version, the watered down version of a specific device. They currently have a FE version, I think, on 2 models. They have one on the S series, Samsung Galaxy S. I think the most current one is S24 FE. They don't have a S24 FE yet. I'm assuming they will release that, and they usually release that 6 months after the normal flagship gets released. I don't know why, but it's probably to help out sales, but everything's money driven, numbers driven. So going back to and they also have the Samsung Galaxy Tab series. The tablet line has a FE version. So again, it's like the flagship tablet, but it's just watered down. When I say watered down, I mean it's cheaper, right? Basically, it's cheaper. They put lesser components in there. They put cheaper hardware in. Now, it's not by any means a cheap device. It's still a fairly decent device. I think my parents just got a Tab S8 FE. It's pretty nice. I mean, it's not top of the line, but it's better than all other tablets out there. I'm not a fan of the FE version. I did buy a Samsung Galaxy S22 F. Did they have the F? I know they skipped a year. It was either the 21 FE or the 22 FE. I didn't like it. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I did not like it. It felt cheap. And I think that comes to expectations, right? Because when you are getting a Samsung Galaxy S series device, like, damn, you're thinking this is going to be a badass phone. I'm going to be able to do this and do that. You have expectations. And then when you get the FE, it not only feels cheap because I use cheaper materials, but it doesn't perform as well. There was a noticeable difference in performance when I used the S22 FE or 23, I think it's 22 FE. I don't know. It was one of those. Now, I believe they did bump up the RAM to 8 gigs now, because the one that I had was 6 gigs of RAM. But it was like made of plastic. You can tell when you hold it in your hand. So why buy an FE when you can buy the flagship version? You could even find the last year's, because when I did my review of that, it was like at the very beginning of the channel. I said, why would I get an S22 FE when I can get a flagship S21 series device at the same price or cheaper? So I'd rather have a last year's flagship than go with a new, cheaper product. See what I'm saying? Anyways, this might be possible. So we don't really know at the moment what Samsung is going to do. The Fold, this Galaxy Z Fold 6 is going to be very, very expensive. They did raise the price on the S24 Ultra this year. And potentially, no word yet, but potentially could raise the prices slightly on the Z Fold 6. We don't know, but it's possible, right? They kind of pulled a quick one on us with the price increase. Now, it's weird because the price increase didn't see the S24 base model or the S24 Plus. The price increase came to the Ultra series. And where the pricing of the FE could go, I have no idea either. So I think they start out, the Z Fold 5, for example, I think it started like $18.99 off the top of my head. Almost $1,900 bucks. Probably 2 racks, $2,000 after taxes. I can almost assure you it was like right around $2,000. Now, where are they going to put the FE? Are they going to put it at $1,600? At $1,500? Because at what point you was like, you know what, screw it. Let me get if I'm going to spend $1,600, I might as well just pay the extra couple $100 and get the full version, the full flagship. Because I guarantee you, it's going to have the same cool foldable display, but the materials they make it out of are not going to be quality or as good as the flagship device. So I'm interested to see if they choose to do this, where this is headed, because I don't think a budget foldable makes sense. I just don't. I could be wrong. It could be a smash hit, and they could sell a gazillion of them. I personally don't think that's going to be the case, but I could be wrong. I have been wrong many times before. I just don't know with the pricing and why they would choose to do that. Where the hell is my mouse at? Did I lose my mouse? Oh, it's over here. It's on my third monitor. So we will see. It probably won't have a good of a camera. It might have last year's panel, meaning display panel, in the flagship Z Fold 6. The regular one will have the newest, latest, and greatest OLED foldable panel. So as you can see, they do that with all the components in the FE version. They either put last year's hardware or even 2 years ago hardware in their FE model. I just don't think it's worth it, honestly, but everybody's different. So this leak comes out between let's see. Okay, so we do have, that's right, we are confirmed getting 2 models of the Fold. We just don't know if it's going to be the regular Fold 6 and a Ultra version, more expensive version, or the regular Fold 6 flagship model with a cheaper version, right? Ross Young, look down here. Ross Young of Display Supply Chain Consultants added on Twitter that the phone could be thinner because of the digitizer is thick. Huh? Let's see. It says where things get interesting is the quote-unquote budget model will not have pen functionality. So you will not be able to use an S Pen with, they're saying, with this Z Fold 6 FE model. The regular foldable Z Fold series, you can use S Pens with the device. The high-end model will retain S Pen functionality, but the budget model will definitely ditch the feature in an effort to bring down the price. Again, is it worth it? Let's see. Quote-unquote budget. Where are they going to put that price? Currently, the base model Z Fold 5 retails at an MSRP basically $1,800 for the 256 gig model. And the price increases all the way up just shy of $2,200 for the 1 terabyte storage variant. That's the largest amount of storage available that Samsung offers. So, and then if you bump it, and look, they're flip. The clamshell, like a StarTAC Moto Razor, opens up like an alligator mouth. That's the one I like. That one's $1,000. So if you have one starting at $1,800, the regular Z Fold 6 at $1,800, and then you have the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 6 at $1,000, are you going to split the difference? Where are you going to put that Fold 6 FE? You're going to put it at $1,400, right in, basically smack dab right in the middle? Maybe. I don't know, because some people are willing to get that. I mean, it's unfortunate, but we're used to buying $1,000 phones now, right? Samsung knows this, and they think we need something right in the middle, right in between of the Flip and the Fold, because to a lot of people, that price increase is just too much. It's just too much, and they pass up on it and get the Flip, right? Or don't get anything at all. So I think it probably makes more sense for them to produce and release an FE model rather than an Ultra model. If they released an Ultra model, what are we looking at price wise? $2,500. I mean, that's insane. I mean, at what price? At what price are we going to? It's just insane how high these devices are going on the amount. But that's why I say it makes sense for Samsung to release an FE model, right? Somewhere right in between those two flagship devices. So somebody in my case who has pondered that decision on more than one occasion, it might entice somebody like myself to be like, you know what? I'm going to get that Fold 6 FE. Just a couple $100 over what I was going to pay for anyways, right, for the Flip 6. And then I get a much bigger display, you know, everything. Get a foldable, a fold. So we will see where this goes. I am personally very interested in seeing what the decision that they plan on going, right? Let's see what else we got for the FE. The S24 FE is still in development. Now, for the upcoming, as I mentioned before, the S24, they always release an FE model of their regular phones, the S24 and S24 Ultra. They'll have an S24 Fan Edition FE put out again. They put out like 6 months after the release of their flagship device, just to keep people buying their phones, right? It's all about money, all about the money. Buy. And that's what every company is concerned about, right? That's what it's all about. That's what making money is about. Buy, consumers. So the S24 FE looks like it's going to have a 4,500 milliamp per hour battery. It's a pretty good size. It's right along the size of the S24 Plus. Now, what CPU are they going to put in there? That's the big question. It looks like they might put their own Snapdragon Exynos. They might put their own Samsung Exynos 2400, which came in all of the S24 models outside of the US. I doubt they're going to put the latest and greatest flagship Qualcomm chipset in there. Too expensive, right? They got to cut costs. They could put last year's 8 Gen 2, which they've done before. They've put in their FE model the previous year's flagship CPU in their current FE to still give you flagship performance, but their cost is lower because that CPU is old, right? So Qualcomm doesn't charge as much for older CPUs. So we will have to see. And the other thing with the FE, what's the screen size going to be? Because Samsung covers with his S series, S24, they cover the small phone with the S24. They cover the medium size with the S24 Plus. And then they got the gigantuan S24 Ultra. So they cover all sizes, right? So where they go, I have no idea. I would not be sad at all if Samsung nixed the FE models. I don't particularly like them. I certainly cannot use them. And if you know why Samsung's putting it out there, then you'll stay away from it. Samsung is just looking to make more money. So stay away from the FEs. If you want my honest opinion, stay away from the FE. I mean, they're not bad. Again, I purchased one. They're not bad. But you're better off getting, if you really want my advice, you're better off getting last year's flagship than getting the current model FE, right? So if they put out, real quick, we'll move on. If they put out this S24 FE, you're better off getting last year's S23 Plus, right? Or S23 or S23 Ultra. Trust me, you'd be way better off. All right, so check this out. Rolling right in from one topic to another, very, very buttery smooth. It's almost like I planned it this way. Oh, yes. S24 Plus. Phenomenal device. Let me turn this music down. You know what? Let me change the beat. I've been listening to this thing for a whole hour. We're back with new beats. All right. S24 is a hit. I've been saying it over and over again. I really, really like this phone. S24 Plus, right? So not all, but some of the sales numbers are in, and this is exceeding expectations and sales marks goals that Samsung put out for this specific SKU or specific model. If I did not have, and in fact, I'll tell you this, I love this phone so much. I initially was planning on just using this S24 Plus. I initially, when this model came out, was not anticipating getting the Ultra model. I was fortunate enough, Samsung sent me one that I use every day, and it's the best phone you can get. But I was planning on using this, and I was A-okay with that, and that says a lot. I'm very picky with my devices, with what I choose to do with them, how I use them. Very picky. I have to use, if I'm going to use a device, it's got to meet a minimum requirement of specifications, right? My personal standard, I guess you could say. I got to have 12 gigs of RAM. That's my personal. If you can, could I, if I had to use a phone with 8 gigs of RAM, could I? Of course. But do I want to? Hell no. What I do heavy multitasking. I got a gazillion apps open in the background. I'm always switching from back to this to back and forth to back to this, and I can't afford. That's the thing with RAM. If you're not up on game on RAM, it's basically memory in the background. That's basically what it is, right? Background memory. So if you have 35 apps that are open and 34 are in the background, I want all 34 of them in the background to be open and right where I left off when I left that app. And that's why I gotta have 12 gigs of RAM. If you have a device with less than 12 gigs, let's say you have let's say you just have the S24, just the base model, which comes in 8 gigs. Let's say you have an 8 gig base, the small S24. When you have that many apps open, that app requires memory. It's remembering what you did in that application when you were using it. And when you swipe home or you choose to go to another app, it saves in its memory what you were doing, right? And it does that for every single app. So you can start adding up in your head, how many apps that allows you to have open in the background. Now, next question that always comes up is, okay, so what if you don't have enough RAM for all the apps that are in your background? Well, then your device simply, now you can go into settings and tell your phone, don't close this app, but it will if it has to. If you creep up, you have so many apps open in the background, and your RAM, your memory for all those apps are starting to build up, and you get right up to that 8 gigabytes, and and it can't go any higher than 8, it's going to kick out and close those apps, the older apps that haven't been opened in a while, right? Well, I need those open, right? I need the memory there, that data that I was using in those apps, what I was doing in that app, that page of that app. I need that open. I need that there when I choose it again. Long explanation, I know, I'm sorry. I say that because that was my number one dislike about this Galaxy S24, well, not 24, the Plus variant of their Galaxy S series. Every year before this, the Plus model always had 8 gigs of RAM. And I loved the size of it. It's almost a perfect size. I just couldn't use it because of the RAM issue. Now, it's got 12 gigs of RAM, and I actually allocated 8 more in the virtual RAM expansion. So essentially, I guess I have 20 gigs of RAM in here. It handles everything. they redesigned it to make it look similar to a nothing phone, right? It's got the flat edges similar to an iPhone. It's got the flat edges, got the flat back, got the flat screen, no more curves. Beautiful 2K display, no more 1080p plus like last year. It's phenomenal. Cameras are really good. Battery life's phenomenal. They hit it out of the park, right? If you had to get this phone and let's say you skipped out on the S24 Ultra because it was too expensive, they did raise the price, you'd be fine with this. If you can live without an S Pen, you'll be fine with this. Really good. So, and that's a common take on this device if you go around YouTube, right? You're going to see that. It's a very common take. So I knew coming out the gates after reviewing this device, after watching some other video reviews, I knew this was going to be a hit. I knew they were going to sell a ton of these. Right at $1,000 too. So they increased the performance, the hardware of their Plus model and kept the price the same, which is a big deal, right? So there we go. More people are buying the S24 Plus. Samsung finally chose to bump the performance up. Early global sales of the S24 series are proving to be better than the S23 series, with an 8% increase year over last year in sales. 8%. That's good. It doesn't seem like a lot, but that's a lot. The S24 Plus saw the biggest jump in sales compared to the S23, meaning the S24 series compared to the S23 series, which out of those three in each year, in each model, the S24 Plus saw the largest sales increase over last year's model than the base S24 or S24 Ultra. Now it's saying the S24 Ultra dropped in sales despite having the largest share. That's very interesting. The S24 offers more RAM and a sharper display. That's what I said. I promise you I didn't read this article before I started the live. I saw this headline and I included it. Now this is just, let's see, this is the first quarter. Is it the first quarter of the year? Yeah, because when did they release this? In January? May not be the quarter reports, but it's the reports at least leading up to today or yesterday. So Counterpoint Research put out the report, and I won't bore you by clicking on the link and going to the official report, although I'll probably put it in the description below after this is over. Rose by 8%. Yes, we already read that. Thank you. S24 Plus still trails behind the smaller base model S24 and S24 Ultra when it comes to total sales and volume, meaning what number how many of these phones did they sell? 100,000, 200,000? They still sold less of these than the smaller one or the Ultra one, the bigger one, but this saw the largest increase as far as sales and percentages over last year's model, which means they did a very good job. The S24 Plus has seen a massive 54% growth when compared to the S23 Plus of last year, and is currently at 21% of all S24 sales. So before we move on, you might be asking, well, if this was such a huge sales increase, why did it get outsold by the the small S24 and the large S24, the Ultra? Well, that's because their smaller phone is always going to be the highest seller. It's cheaper, and that's the one that carriers push a lot. All right, especially just your average user, like super average user, like my mom or something. She'd be like, "Oh yeah, Samsung has a new." She saw a commercial for, or I saw a commercial for S24. She's not gonna say, "I want the S24 Ultra." to these salespeople, or let me see that new Plus that they got. Regular person, all they know S24, and the salesperson shows them an S24. It's cheaper, and that's the name branding right off the bat. And then the Ultra is going to always get more sales than the Plus because it's the cream of the crop. It's the Ultra. It's got the most features, the best device. It's the top of the line. Regardless of its price, it's always going to sell more just because of how valuable it is, right? I mean, not valuable, excuse me, that's the wrong word. It's the flagship. It's the best of the best. Let's see what we got here. What do you know? That's it. That is it. TC Top Cat 67. Thank you very much for joining us. I really appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much. Yes, salute to Mr. Fatty. He stopped by just a little earlier. I'm going to put a link for his YouTube channel. For those of y'all that have not viewed his channel, I will put a link in the description, and please go check it out. Very entertaining show. Bama fan, yes, says what's up. How's it going, sir? Did everyone get their February Play security updates? Okay, you're still here? Hell yeah, cool. Okay, awesome. I know. I saw you were live earlier, and it was the opposite. I was working, and I actually had to get on the phone, so I was like, God damn. I actually tuned in for a few minutes. Or that was last night. That was last night. Yes, I did watch for a few minutes. So, thank you. So yes, hopefully send some of our viewers your way, and very entertaining show. So I'll definitely put that in the link. Please check here shortly, and I'll put a link to his show in the video description. That'll wrap it up. I've been talking nonstop for an hour and 15 minutes. We will be back tomorrow. As always, daily content here for eSIM Studios. We'll have another live stream, and I'm going to get together some pre-recorded content I have that I will throw together in a video. I have a couple app reviews. I have a review of this portable Innocent monitor here. Nice third. Man, it's so nice to have multiple screens. Oh man. And then I got to review that one, and I got a couple other things I got to review. So we are locked and loaded here at eSIM Studios. Thank you for joining us. Please remember Google Fi, link in the description. And you know what? I'm also going to put at the very, very beginning of the show, somebody was asking me where's the best place, cheapest place, best place to get a new S24 Ultra. I was like, damn, you know what? That's a good question. So I did a little Google search, and what do you know? Totally forgot about this. A really good deal that I was actually going to mention in last week's one of last week's shows, and it went over on time and had to kick it off to the next show, then had to kick it off to the next show, and I eventually forgot about it. But S24 Ultra is being offered. Does everybody remember Boost Mobile? Remember how it was kind of like a insult if you had Boost Mobile? I don't know. I take that back. Not an insult, but it's like the signal was so bad and their performance was so shitty. It was a joke. I'll put it that way. It wasn't embarrassing. It was a joke is what I meant to say. Like, it's just not worth having. Well, since the T-Mobile acquisition of Sprint purchased Boost Mobile a few years before T-Mobile purchased Sprint. I say that to say, basically, Boost Mobile is under T-Mobile's umbrella. T-Mobile has very good service here in the States. And they are offering the S24 Ultra now. So you can get a brand new S24 Ultra and service. So you get the phone and service for $60 a month. I mean, it's not a bad deal. It's an expensive ass phone. So it's probably cheaper than, because look, if you're gonna go with a T-Mobile, what's their cheapest line? 35 or 40 bucks a month. It's got to be 40 now, 42. And that phone is 40 bucks a month if you put it on a payment plan, I think. So you're looking like 80, 85 bucks if you go to T-Mobile, maybe 90. Depending on what plan you get. And you can get a phone, that's S24 Ultra Plus service for 60 bucks. So I'll link that in the description. But you can double back here if you need to check that out. So thank you, everybody. I really appreciate the time. Please have a eventful and safe rest of your day. And please check out the Team Fatty link in our video description below. As always, I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace out.